আসসালামু আলাইকুম ইব্রান, আশা করি সকলে ভালো আছেন। লুকোচুরি গল্পটির 21, 22, 23 নম্বর পর্ব আপনাকে স্বাগতম। গল্পটি যদি ভালো লাগে তাহলে অবশ্যই কি লাইক করবেন, আর আপনি যদি এমনই রোমান্টিক ভালোবাসার গল্প মিস করতে না চান তাহলে এখনই চ্যানেলটি সাবস্ক্রাইব করে দিন, পাশে থাকা বেল আইকনে প্রেস করে দিন। শুধু দেরি না করে গল্পটি পড়ে আসি। লুকোচুরি পর্ব 21, 22 ও 23, লেখিকা ফাইজা করিম। গল্পটি পড়ার আগে অবশ্যই মোবাইলের সাউন্ডটি পুরোপুরি কমিয়ে নিয়ে গল্প পড়বেন, না হলে গল্পটি পড়তে ভালো লাগবে না। গল্পটি পড়তে সমস্যা হয়ে যাবে। গল্পের সম্পূর্ণ ভয়েস দিতে পারি নাই, গল্পে অন্য ভয়েস ইউজ করার কারণে গল্পটি অবশ্যই পড়ার আগে মোবাইলের সাউন্ডটি পুরোপুরি কমিয়ে নেবেন। সো আশা করছি সবাই বুঝতে পেরেছেন। গল্পটি পড়ার আগে অবশ্যই মোবাইলের সাউন্ডটি পুরোপুরি কমিয়ে নেবেন।
The weather, once time lost. Once time lost. Traveling in ancient time. Traveling in ancient time was very difficult. People had to depend on foot, horses, cart. There were fears of wild animals. Route and communication system was very bad. Beauty, yet people had to travel, overcoming a struggle. Communicative competence in English is urgently needed in our country. The present world is being developed. The present world is being developed fast and going on with the advancement of technology. With a view to keeping pace with the present world, we cannot help learning English. The present curriculum has learning emphasized learning by modifying the books, the books interest in modern information. But readers should be motivated to read more supplementary books. Having motivated supplementary book. The boy he asked if he had. The boy told me he had go through suffer than I, and she added that he could come again tomorrow. Again the next evening. I said that. Next I told him that he would pay him then for what he had done. And I asked him whether he would. Whether I would pay him 10 cent an hour. And it added that, and in reply he was anything all right. And in reply he told me anything was all right. The world is larger centuries in the world. The creatures in the world. The wool is the larger the wool is larger than all other creatures in the world. All other creatures in the world. Its tongue is behavior. Its tongue is an Strong is an behavior is strong is an behavior is strong is behavior is strong is an elephant is strong is an is strong of a elephant tongue of elephant is not so heavy as is not so heavy as is not so heavy as that of it is not heavy as that of it is not the tongue of an elephant is not so heavy as that of it some of its article are big enough big enough for assault. Some articles articles are some of its articles are so big that assault can swim through to them though them in spite of their huge size. Whale size is huge. Whale size is huge. Whale size is huge. Whale size is huge. But they can move at a great speed. Mother whales paddle their babies. Their babies are pondlet. Their babies are pondlet by mother whales, by mother whales. They take care of their babies so that they take care of their babies so that raise them properly babies so that they may so that they may rise them properly their babies their babies grew up and their babies grew up their babies grew up their babies grow up then their babies grow up and then they leave them and then they leave them and then they leave them their babies they leave their babies grew up 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 and then and then they leave them and then they leave them and then they leave them and then their babies are feed their babies are feed on milk by mother whales. The human being are not more human being are not more social than the whale. So human being are not more social than human being human being human being are not more social than the whale than the whale. And human beings are not more human beings are not social than the whale. Human being are not social being are not is not social than the whale. doesn't actually it behaves like human being. Actually doesn't it sexually behave doesn't is actually behaved. Once time is lost forever. It cannot be regain any other anymore. It cannot regain anymore. It cannot regain anymore. It cannot regain anymore. If every student use time properly, they would do well in the examination. Every examination they would do well in the any exam. It is high time every student use time properly use time properly. It is high time every student use time properly. There is proverb sites in time saves saves nine. Sweets in time sweets in time saves nine. Sweets in time saves nine. There is proverbs that sites in time saves nine. Mm. Information information progressions propagandist তারপর ambassadors journalism unbased honesty neutrality before fall before misrepresentation exaggeration. Nobody come. Did they? Nobody come. Did they? Aren't I? Shall we? Hadn't they? It hadn't. Will you? Will you? Shall we? Shall we? Aren't I? Didn't they? Our turns secrecy. Does it? Most of the students cannot write out their examination paper fairly since they cannot understand the question properly. Since the properly the open beat about the bush and cram their answer the irrelevant and necessary details, though their teacher suggests that their answer would be brief and they often lend them these unnecessary in order to get accepted marks. You all should understand question will and answer them to the point. Don't worry don't worry if your answer are fairly short. Who are Julie? Those who have sound have are Julie. Sound minds lines in sound body. Sound body. Minds became Julie when our life is filled with pleasure. Once upon a time there lived a modern named Kandrila. Cinderella. Maiden named Cinderella. Once there lived a maiden named Cinderella. Her mother was dead, and she had two elder sisters. Her mother was dead, and she had two and she had two he she had two and she had two elder sister, and she had two elder sister and she had two elder sister. But they were very unkind. Little Cinderella. She had to work very. She had to work very hard in the kitchen. They made her to stay among the first and kettles. Once upon a time, there lived a maiden named Cinderella. Her mother was dead, and she lived. She two elder sisters. She had two elder. She had two elder sisters, but they were very but they are very unkind to little Cinderella. Cinderella. She had to work very hard in the kitchen. They made her to stay. They made her to stay among the forts and kettles. And Queen Victoria, when a little girl, Queen Victoria, when a little girl was thought economical habits by her excellent governess. The princess had a set. If the princess had a set allowance for pocket money and estate and was not permitted to exceed it. Once at the market at the Tunbridge Wells, she exhausted all her supply of money in money is a number of present for relatives and friends. She remembered another cousin into whom she was living exhausted by buying a number of as she was living he remembered another cousin to whom she would like to make a present. She considered a box marked half a crown, which she considered is number. So that she would like to present. A box market considered, but as the money was all gone. On reaching his house, on reaching his sound, the child exclaimed with joy. He was finally at his house, and then he was at her. He think and that then he think him for his mankind help. Mankind help. The child also prayed for the child prayed the child prayed the child also prayed the child also prayed the child the child also prayed for the child also prayed for him God for him that God might bless him and bless him good health with good health and a long life. The old man asked the old man bade the child goodbye, and went away. Mother is one of the poorest countries in the world. Bangladesh is, very countries in the world are so poor as Bangladesh, but she is not as poor as Ethiopia. But Ethiopia is poorer than she. But Ethiopia, Ethiopia is poorer than she. But Ethiopia is poorer. But Ethiopia is poorer than she. But Ethiopia is poorer. But Ethiopia is poorer than she. No other condition is a person. No. Poverty is the most undesirable condition in a person's life. Poverty is a more unconsiderable. Poverty is the most undesirable condition. Poverty is the most desirable. Poverty is the most desirable condition in a person's life. Poverty is the most desirable in a person's life. Poverty is the most desirable condition in a person's life. Poverty is a more undesirable condition in a person's life. It is a great problem of a country. It is not a small little problem of a country. It is not a little problem of our country. It destroys. Poverty is the most. It is the dignity of an individual. The dignity of an individual as well as the nation. The nation is destroyed by it. What a miserable life the poor people lead. What a miserable life. What a miserable life. What a miserable life the poor people led. What a miserable life the poor people led. What a miserable life the poor people led. What a miserable life. The poor people led. What a miserable life what a miserable life. What a miserable life the poor people. What a miserable life the poor people lead. They can send their children to school because they are insulted. They are insulted, and so they cannot send their they are involvement. They are improved, and so that they are improved so and so that They cannot send their they cannot send their children to school because sent to school sent to school because children to school. The government should adopt a comprehensive. The government should adopt the the government should be adopt. The government should be adopted. The government should be adopted comprehensive measures to the government should be adopt comprehensive measures to ameliorate the condition. Bangladesh is in spite of being a poor country, Bangladesh is blessed. With a lot of natural resources, proper utilization. If we utilize these resources properly, if we utilize these resources, if we utilize these resources properly, if you utilize of these resources properly, we can eradicate our poverty. We can eradicate our poverty. I wonder who the lady could be. She processed as though she had never seen me. She had never seen me. He had never seen me. She 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 had never seen me. So no sooner had we reached the station. Then the train left. We reached the station. Then the train left. We reached the station. Then the train left. Oh, no sooner had we reached the station. We reached the station. Then the train left. No sooner had hardly had I seen the bird when it flew away. I seen the bird when it hardly had I seen a bird when it flew away. When it flew away, many years have passed since we met last. Since we met last. I wonder who the lady could be. I wonder who lady could be. She processed as though he had never seen me. 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 He processed as though he had never seen me. 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 No, son. I reached the station. The train left. I reached the station. 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 The train left. Then the train left. I reached. We reached the station. Then the train left. Hardly had I seen a bird when it flew away. When it flew, many years have passed. And since we met last. 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 Since we missed reputation, wisdom, natural reputation, wisdom, natural, indifferent, artificial, instantly closer, identify, grateful, great in the identification, greatly identification, identification, a closer, identification, greatly impressed, once that if showed. Nothing is it everybody doesn't don't seldom don't do she does she does she that she does that good. Hadn't you shall we? Nothing is it doesn't don't does he the word hadn't you shall we? Once there lived a beggar in a city. He thought that he would have more money more money if he presented to them, and so he let them frightened abroad and hung it round his neck. Another beggar who envied him determined to punish the street. But one day I showed the albatross. The old sailor told the Mary's guest. It was a trivial things. It was a trivial things. Though and everyone said I had killed. এলা গল্পর বই না দিলা থয় ভূতের গল্প আছে ধর হদুন ভূতের গল্প আছে বোর্ড দিলে গল্প বই না লাইব্রেরি যাইলে তো তুই ইতিহাস মানে ইতিহাস সম্পর্কে বহুত বই না ভাবি মানুষ তো এগুলা হদুন লোককে তো এই তারা মুখস্থ করি ফেলাইবা তারা বেনাইলে সাহিত্যিক হয়ে বাংলাদেশে তোর সাহিত্যিক জন্ম হয়ে হাত দেরি মুখস্থ নিজে বাজে বহুত তো চাইছে এর গল্প দেয় ইতারা তুন ইনফো দিলে বিয়ার চাই তো ফেসবুকে দেয় দেয় ইতা এন বই আছে দে উগ্র বই এত্তর বই তো উগ্র বই বা একখান কাহিনীলে আর উগ্র থাকিলে ভালোবাসার শুয়া হয়ে রে উগ্র বই বা দুইজন লইয়ের গল্প এর কাহিনী গান একবারে এত্তর বইয়া ইমুড়া হরে হন জানে ইবা আয় আপন মাত তারা তো আনি ফেলেন আগর গিয়া জসমিন তারা তো দুইজন হ্যাঁ আপা বস পারে তারাই দিতে ওই দিদি এই মাসে গিফট দে দিদি আগে এত দিত দেরি দাঁড়া ইলে তুই গল্প বানাইতে তুই বেলে বই মানে ইবা হইলে যাস না রানা দ আরোগ্য হন রানা এবার হালতু বইনি তার হালতু বইনিবা তো ফই দিলাম তো মনত আছে দেখ কাকা গল্প বানাই দিন বহুত আছে nobody No, it's not. It's not. Don't. Don't. Doesn't. Does he? Hadn't you? Shall we? Mm. No more terrorism. No more crime. No more terrorism. No more crime. Feminism is the best. Feminism is the best. Is the best. Feminism is the best. Feminism is the best belief in equal right. Feminism is the best belief is the belief in equal right. Is the belief feminism is the feminism is the belief and equal rights. It never can. It never it never is equalate. It's never equalated. It's never कि has it never equalated misandry hatred towards me rather feminist seek to eradicate existing gender inequalities. Rather feminist seek to eradicate existing gender inequalities. They belong to no they belong to no gender. The rise of nations means hoyan mean the rise of nation means hoyan. The rise of nation mean higher in higher the rise of nation mean higher nation mean higher men and women rise together. Men and women rise together. Men and rise together. The rise of nation means hoyan the rise of nation mean hoyan. The rise of nation mean hoyan the rise of nation. Wala beko tulida sa. The rise of nation. The rise of nation means the rise of nation means the rise of nation means hoyan men. The rise of nation mean hoyan men and women rise together. Hoyan men and women rise together. Feminism is the belief. Feminism is the belief and right equal rights. It never can be. It never isolates. It never isolates misandry trained towards men. It never isolates misandry. It never isolates misandry trained towards them. Rather feminists seek to eradicate it. Rather that feminists seek to dari na kere fale dani kala dia the rise of nation means they belong to eradicating exciting to gender no gender. The rise of human means when man and woman rise together. Rather, feminists seek to eradicate in exciting gender inequalities that belong to time is compared to gypsy who does not stay anywhere for long. The poet welcomes time to be his guest for a day. He offer time many valuable gift and honor. He offer he offer him bells made of the best silver of the horse and golden right to the himself. We will efforts a peacock dance in honor of time, but time is things that never stay. The greatest tragedy is that is never comes back. It never wait. Man has been able to conquer the world, but he is conquer. He is changed by the time he is he changed. He is there nothing. He is nothing but a puppet to the power of time. I said to Jamal, got money. Why that the most important class on the role of garden narration yesterday. Garden narration, but yesterday. Garden narration, but yesterday. Garden narration, but yesterday. Garden narration, but yesterday. I garden, but garden narration yesterday. I got the narration, but yesterday. I got the narration, but yesterday. Got the narration, but yesterday. I got the narration, but yesterday. Narration, but yesterday. Narration. I got the narration, but yesterday. I got the narration, but yesterday. I got the narration, but yesterday. Got the narration, but yesterday. I got the narration, but yesterday. I got the narration, but yesterday. I got the, but yesterday. I got the narration, but yesterday. I got the narration, but yesterday. It is traffic jam. It is traffic jam. Which is appear. Which is a common affair big cities and towns. Very few problems are big as it. The causes of traffic jam are many. The causes of traffic jam are not few. There are many vehicles running in the street. There are many vehicles that run in the street. There are many vehicles that run in the street. The drivers went to drive. The drivers went to drive. In driving the drivers went to drive in driving accordance with their pressure, accordance with their pressure, accordance with their pressures. They do not obey traffic. They do not obey traffic to they sense line. They sense the how frequently they sense lines. How frequently they sense line. They do not they do not they do not lens they do not follow signal. They do not follow signal. They do not follow signal during their sense of lens. During their sense of lens. During their sense of lens. The drivers who are honest, the drivers who are careless cause of traffic jam. Drivers who are careless, the careless cause of traffic. The drivers who are careless. The drivers who are the driver who are the drivers who are careless cause of traffic jam. The trace of traffic jam. We let us solve this problem. 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 Fears are sick. Fears are sick. Where love is thin. Where love is thin. We should go there. We should go there. We should go there. Provided in the weather is like study is seriously lost. You should fail to achieve good result. You should fail to achieve good result. You should fail. You should fail to achieve good result. You should fail to achieve good result. Secrecy had the assembly vegan when a source was created. When a source of created. When a source ki juko. When a source was created. When a source when a source they created. When a source was created. When a source was created. When a source was created. Rule hata. When a source was created. Tua rule hata. Badari ka hai. There is hardly any person who can do these tasks easily. Who can do this? Who can do this? Then photo arim photo. Atun. Who can do this? Who can do these tasks easily? 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 Travel. Tourists traveling visitors holidays travel visitors holidays travelers undoubtedly experience culturally locations since we mislead reputation wisdom natural reputation wisdom natural different indifferent artificial instantly closer identify grateful great identification, greatly identification, identification. A closer, a closer identified, identification, greatly impressed, once that if showed. Nothing is it everybody doesn't don't seldom don't do she does she does that good. Hadn't you shall we? Nothing doesn't don't does he our head. Hadn't you shall we? Once there lived a beggar in a city. He thought that he would have more money more money if he presented to a dump, and so he let them frightened abroad and hung it round his neck. Another beggar who envied him determined to punish the street. But one day I showed the albatross. The old sailor told the Mary's guest. It was a trivial things. It was a trivial things, though, and everyone said, I had killed. এলা গল্পর বই না দিলা থয় ভূতের গল্প আছে ধর হদুন ভূতের গল্প আছে বোর্ড দিলে গল্প বই না লাইব্রেরি যাইলে তো তুই ইতিহাস মানে ইতিহাস সম্পর্কে বহুত বই না ভাবি মানুষ তো এগুলা হদুনের লোককে তো এই তারা মুখস্থ করি ফেলাইব তারা বেরাইলে সাহিত্যিক হয়ে বাংলাদেশে তোর সাহিত্যিক জন্ম হয়ে হত দেরি মুখস্থ নিজে বাজে বহুত তো চাইছে গল্প দিয়ে ই তারা তুন ইম ফরিলে বিয়ার চাই তো ফেসবুকে দিয়ে দেবি তা এন বই আছে দে উগ্র বই এত্তর বই তা উগ্র বই বা একখান কাহিনীলে আর উগ্র থাকিলে ভালোবাসার শুয়া হয়ে রে উগ্র বই বা দুইজন লইয়ের গল্প এই কাহিনী গান একবারে এত্তর বইয়া ইমরা হরে হন জানে ইবা আয় আপু মাত তারা তো আনি ফেলেন আগর গ্যাস জেসমিন তারা তো দুইজন হ্যাঁ আপা বেশ পারে তারাই দিতে ওই মাসে গিফট দিয়ে দিদি আগে এত দিত দেরি দাঁড়া ইলের একটু গল্প বানাইতে দিই বেলে বই মানে ইবা হইলে যাস না রানা দা আরোগ্য হন রানা এবার হালতু বইনি তার হালতু বইনিবা তো ফই দিলাম তো মনত আছে দেখ কাকা গল্প বানাই দিন বহুত আছে nobody is not does he? Hadn't you shall we? Mm. No more terrorism, no more crime. No more terrorism, no more crime. Feminism is the best. Feminism is the best. Feminism is the best. Feminism is the best belief in equal right. Feminism is the best belief is the belief in equal right. Is the belief feminism is the belief and equal rights. It never it's never me. It never कि has it never evaluated misandry hatred towards me and towards me rather feminist seek to eradicate in exacting gender inequalities. Rather feminists seek to eradicate in exciting gender inequalities. They belong to no they belong to no gender. The rise of nations means hoyan mean the rise of nation means hoyan the rise of nation mean higher in higher the rise of nation mean higher nation mean hoyan men and women rise together. Men and women rise together. Men and rise together. The rise of nation means hoyan the rise of nation mean hoyan the rise of nation mean hoyan the rise of nation wala beko tole da sa the rise of nation the rise of nation means the rise of nation means the rise of nation means hoyan men the rise of nation hoyan men and women rise together. Hoyan men and women rise together. Feminism is the belief. Feminism is the belief and right equal rights. It never can be. It never isolates. It never isolates misandry trained towards men. It never isolates misandry. It never isolates misandry trained towards them. Rather feminists seek to eradicate it. Rather that feminists seek to oh no andare na che fare che dani kala dia the rise of nation means they belong to eradicating exciting to gender no gender. The rise of human means hoyan men and women men and women rise together. Rather, female is seek to female is seek to rather is eradicating exciting gender inequalities that belong to time is compared to gypsy who does not stay anywhere for long. The poet welcomes time to be his guest for a day. He offer time many valuable gift and honor. He offer him bells made of the best silver of the horse and golden right to the himself. We will efforts a peacock dance in honor of time, but time is things that never stay. The greatest tragedy is that is never comes back. It never wait. Man has been able to conquer have able to conquer the world, but he is conquer he is changed by the time he sensed he is there nothing he is nothing but puppet to the power of time. I said to Jamal, good morning. Why did the most important class on the role of garden narration yesterday? Garden narration, but yesterday. Garden narration, but yesterday. Garden narration, but yesterday. Garden narration, but yesterday. I garden what garden narration yesterday. I got the narration birthday yesterday. I got the narration birthday yesterday. Got the narration birthday yesterday. I got the narration birthday yesterday. Narration birthday yesterday. Narration. I got the narration birthday yesterday. I got the narration birthday yesterday. I got the narration birthday yesterday. Got the narration birthday yesterday. I got the narration birthday yesterday. I got the narration birthday yesterday. I got the birthday yesterday. I got the narration birthday yesterday. I got the narration birthday yesterday. It is traffic jam which is traffic jam which is appear which is a common affair big cities and towns. Very few problems are big as it. The causes of traffic jam are many. The causes of traffic jam are not few. There are many vehicles running in the street. There are many vehicles that run in the street. There are many vehicles that run in the street. The drivers went to drive. The drivers went to drive. In driving the drivers went to driving accordance with their pleasure. Accordance with their pleasures. They do not obey traffic. They sense line. They sense how frequently their sense lines, they do not follow signal. They do not follow signal. They do not follow signal during their sense of length. During their sense of length, the drivers who are honest, the drivers who are careless cause of traffic jam. Drivers who are careless, the careless cause of traffic. The drivers who are careless, the drivers who are the driver who was who was the drivers who are careless cause of traffic jam. The trace of traffic jam. We let us solve this problem. Let us solve this problem. Fears are sick. Where love is thin. We should go there. Provided in the weather is like study seriously lost. You should fail to achieve good result. You should fail to achieve good result. You should fail to achieve good result. Secrecy had the assembly vegan when a source was created. When a source of created. When a source ki juko when a source was created. When a source ki when a source they created. When a source was created. When a source was created. Rule hata when a source was created. Tua lol hata bedari ka hai. There is hardly any person who can do these tasks easily. Who can do these tasks?